Hello, my dear friends. How are you all? Welcome to EduTap, and today we have brought another very important lecture for you under the financial awareness section. This particular lecture and this lecture series is for SEBI Grade A 2020 Phase 1, because as per the changed examination pattern, general awarenesses and current affairs are going to be asked in Phase 1 only. Okay. Coming to the topic of the lecture, we'll be discussing financial awareness questions as well as static GA questions. Okay, guys. So, I hope through this lecture you get to know what type of questions are expected in the examination. Although the pattern is new, with the changed pattern, examination is going to take place for the first time, but still, the relevant things, whatever come under the ambit of financial awareness and static part, we have tried to cover today. Okay, before moving to the lecture, I would just like to tell you guys that due to the current pandemic going on, EduTap faculties are working from home. So this lecture has been recorded from my home. So if you feel any kind of disturbance in the background or some abrupt disturbances there, please avoid it. Okay, and cooperate for the same. Fine. Just to boost you up, I would like to tell you that EduTap has a brilliant result history in 2019 in NABARD and RBI. We had brilliant selections. Then in 2018, RBI, SEBI, NABARD, all three regulatory examinations, brilliant selections from EduTapians. So SEBI last time took place in 2018 and there were 84 seats, out of which 41 went to the students of EduTap. So I hope you feel confident after this. Coming to question number 1. National Strategy for Financial Inclusion includes the key objectives for financial inclusion in India. It has been released by which of the following? So it was in news few months back, but although it was released few months back, but it is relevant, very much relevant in terms of financial inclusion. So which of the following released it? SEBI, RBI, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Human Resource Development, or Ministry of Commerce and Industry? Now see, the answer to this question is very obvious and you must know that the answer is the Reserve Bank of India. So RBI, option 2 this had to be, I'm sorry. So I'll just point this. Okay, this is option 2. Reserve Bank of India launched the National Strategy for Financial Inclusion in the month of January 2020. Next is this NSFI released by RBI in the year 2020 has been planned for the year 2019 to dash. So launched in 2020, but it says that from 2019 to dash the plan would be retrospective, because many things were already under the ambit of this strategy. What is the year? 2020, 21, 22, 24, 25. Now this question you cannot answer if you do not know exactly, because you must know that is it an annual plan, does it include 2 years, 3 years, or how many years? So this is a 5-year plan, guys, starting from 2019 to 2024, and it is an ambitious strategy and it aims to strengthen the ecosystem for various modes of digital financial services in all the tier centers, starting from tier 2 to tier 6 across the country. So National Strategy for Financial Inclusion, launched by RBI in the year 2020, January 2020, caters to a plan of action for 5 years, starting from 2019 to 2024. Next question is, which of the following means the sale or liquidation of the assets by the government, usually central and the state public sector enterprises, projects, or other fixed assets? So, which term is basically, this is a bit complicated question, okay, the language here, but you have to identify that which of the following means the sale or liquidation of the assets by the government, usually in the PSCs, projects, or assets. In context of India particularly, if we talk about, is it disinvestment, privatization, de-investment, both 2 and 3, or none of the above? The question is complicated, but if you know the essence, you will be able to give the answer. It's disinvestment, guys. Disinvestment is a kind of annual affair for the government wherein they sell the assets of the public sector enterprises usually. And privatization is related to disinvestment, because in disinvestment a part is being sold, whereas in privatization a complete majority stake is given to the private sector. Fine, sometimes it is even 100%. Question 4. Financial Inclusion Fund was set up by RBI in the year 2016 to ensure financial inclusion in the country. It is administered by dash and maintained by dash. So financial inclusion fund is administered by whom and maintained by whom? This is another important question when we talk about financial awareness, because financial inclusion fund in itself is very important. First of all, the key takeaway is that it was set up by Reserve Bank of India. Secondly, when? In the year 2016. Coming to administration and maintenance, options are Government of India NABARD, Government of India RBI, RBI NABARD, NABARD RBI, or NABARD Government of India. That means you have to identify administration and maintenance body. This financial inclusion fund, guys, is administered by Government of India and it is maintained by NABARD. So it was launched in 2016. At that time its corpus was 2000 crore. So the corpus was maintained by NABARD, is being maintained by NABARD and administered by Government of India. Okay, next very important question. Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata is the slogan of which of the following financial inclusion schemes in India? So Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata relates to, there has been observed a trend in examinations that slogan of the schemes are also being asked nowadays, especially the important schemes. So Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata is related to Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, or none of the above. So this is an easy question, guys. Khata, it is related to your account. So answer is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. If you know that this Yojana was basically aimed at opening bank accounts of the people so that direct benefit transfer can be given, so that people can be brought under the net of banking. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is the answer to the question Mera Khata Bhagya Vidhata tagline or slogan. Question 6th. What is the overdraft limit of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana as revised recently? So this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is a very important Yojana, and when it was launched, at that time the overdraft limit was rupees 5,000, but it is changed now. The overdraft limit has been doubled. So the answer would be option 3. Yes, rupees 10,000. It is the overdraft limit under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, and preferably it's given to the women account holder. Only and yes, very important thing, only one member from the household, preferably women, are given this overdraft facility. It does not mean that if 4 people or 5 people from one house have their Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan account and then all of them get overdraft facility. No, only one of them would get. Coming to next question. In context of ATM cards in India, P stands for dash in PIN. So you have to identify what does P stands for in PIN. Is it okay? I'm sorry about this, guys. Personal, private, particular, protection, or preventive. So this is a very easy question, but sometimes in exam you get confused that I read it, I knew it, but I forgot it, it seems, right? So it's a very easy answer. PIN stands for personal identification number. So PIN related to ATM cards. Next is tagline Har investor ki taakat is associated with which of the following? RBI, SEBI, RBI, IRDAI, SEBI, NABARD, or none of the above. So Har investor ki taakat, what do you think? It is a very common thing, guys. You must know this. You are preparing for SEBI and you do not know the tagline associated with SEBI. How could it be possible? Option 3 is the answer, Har investor ki taakat. So SEBI's Securities Exchange Board of India is basically to provide protection to the investors only, right? So this is the answer. Okay, moving to static GA, general awareness, but which is static. In which of the following states Golconda Fort is located? Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, or Maharashtra? Golconda Fort is in the state of Telangana. Question 10. Which of the following cities is called as City of Gardens? Yes, this is an easy question. City of Gardens is what? Bengaluru. You must know this. So Bengaluru is also known for the IT company. So it is also called as Silicon Valley of India. and some other cities, like for example pink city is Jaipur, city of lakes is Udaipur. So all these things you must know. Rock garden is located in which of the following cities? So it is located very near to me. So Chandigarh is the answer. Rock garden is located in Chandigarh. Which of the following has been covered in the ambit of IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code? You have to tell that who all are covered under IBC. Companies, individuals, partnership firms, limited liability partnerships, or all. So IBC covers all of them. Option 5 is the answer. IBC is another very important code. UPI is monitored by, this is a typical financial awareness question which is expected in the examination. So UPI, BHIM, UPI, they are so much in news. You have to tell they are monitored by NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India, National Payment Management Council, Reserve Bank of India, Ministry of Communication and Technology, or Securities and Exchange Board of India. Guys, answer is not SEBI, option 5, it's NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. So UPI is monitored by NPCI. OCR in banking is referred as optical character recognition, optimal channel rendering, optimal character recognition, optical channel rendering, or none of the above. It's quite confusing, है ना? So OCR refers to optical character recognition, option 1. What is the base year for revised series for WPI? So wholesale price index, the revised series says the base year is 2011-12. So earlier it was 2004 to 5, it has been now changed. What is the target set by RBI for consumer price based inflation till 2021? So RBI has set up a target for consumer price based inflation. You have to tell what is that target, and this has been set for till 2021. 4%, which is plus minus 2%, 3 plus minus 1, 4 plus minus 1, 6 plus minus 3, or 5 plus minus 2. Answer is 4% plus minus 2%. So this is the target set by RBI till 2021. See, these targets, these numbers are going to change due to the current situation going on. Okay, we will see what happens next. Coming to question 17th. Who among the following, acha, O is had to be small, I'll make the change. Who among the following is the chairman of a council which governs all the issues related to GST? So GST council is headed by finance minister. The chairman of the council is finance minister. Which of the following government body is responsible for preparing fiscal policy? This is also important. RBI, finance ministry, PMO, RBI and finance ministry, or none of the above. So fiscal policy is prepared by Finance Ministry of India, and production of the budget is under Ministry of Finance. So there is a complete ceremony which takes place when the budget is to be released, and around five months back the preparation of budget starts. So it is related to fiscal policy, the budget thing, and it is released by Finance Ministry. Derivatives are financial instruments to hedge risk. These derive their value from which of the following? So derivatives, as the name itself tells, that they derive their value. On what is it based? It is exchange determined, it is fixed by SEBI, it derives its values from underlying assets, it is market determined, or none of the above. See, derivatives, it's probably easy to answer, I think, if you have been reading current affairs, financial awareness, etc. Because derivatives are first of all the financial instruments, and they derive their value from the assets which are underlying. That is why they are called as derivatives. They have derived their values from the underlying assets. So respective assets lead to the value of derivatives, and they are used to hedge risks. Question 20. Around 25 questions are today we are going to discuss. Treasury bill is a financial instrument which is you have to identify what is a T-bill or treasury bill. Corporate issued security, RBI security, government security issued by RBI for managing short-term fund requirements, government security issued by RBI for managing long-term fund requirements, or security issued as well as managed by RBI. No, sorry, government. Security issued and managed by government. So what is the answer? T-bill is a government security issued by RBI so that short-term funding requirements can be managed. So T-bills is actually always related to, you must keep in mind that T-bill means government security. Always you must know this. Treasury bills, this you must keep this thing in your mind. It's a government security and it is issued by RBI. And short-term funding requirement, the answer is. Okay, some GA questions again in between. Bor Tiger Reserve is located in which of the following states? Nagaland, Telangana, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh or Bihar? Bor is in Maharashtra, option 3. Biligiri Rangaswamy Temple Tiger Reserve is in which of the following states? Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh or Telangana? Karnataka. Biligiri Rangaswamy Temple Reserve is in Karnataka. Kaval Tiger Reserve is located in, you can actually make a kind of notes thing, and therein you can write, like, put the heading Tiger Reserves, and on a page you can write all the Tiger Reserves which we discuss or you get to see somewhere, because it will be very difficult for you to make a list of all the existing Tiger Reserves. On the other hand, whatever you find in between the questions, in between the news you are reading or you hear, just make a separate paper and note down on the same. So, Kaval Tiger Reserve is in the state of Telangana. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary is in which of the following states? Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Goa. Salim Ali is associated with Goa. Salim Ali was a very famous, I think he was related to birds. I am not able to recall the name of the bird that was kept after him. Anyhow, that's not important also. Let's leave that. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary in Goa. Chintamani Kar Bird Sanctuary is located in West Bengal. Last question. Khaparwas Bird Sanctuary is located in J&K, Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh. So Khaparwas Bird Sanctuary is located in Haryana. So, acha, one more question. ठीक है. In which of the following states Bankapura Peacock Sanctuary is located in? Bankapura Peacock Sanctuary is in Karnataka. So now you know about all the peacock sanctuaries, birds, etc., bird sanctuaries, tiger reserves. So as I suggested you, for static GA, the best thing is that whatever you get to know, keep it noted. And I think this lecture is going to be helpful to you. It will answer your questions, like what type of questions are expected in the examination, because examination notification says that questions from financial awareness from easy to moderate level of the difficulty would be there. Okay, you are not expected to know each and every technical thing. Fine. So that's it, guys. I hope this lecture is helpful to you, and that's it. Wishing you all the very best for the exam. Keep safe. Okay, use this time. And for any query, please drop a mail at hello@edutab.co.in. You can also give us a call at this number 8146 207 241. Okay, that's it, guys. Bye bye.